Okay. We will be having a number of people speaking in this forum, and I think we'll start now the meeting officially by introducing Passcode, the host of this meeting and the organizer. So we are Passcode Global Consultants. I'll be sharing a short presentation about that. So just allow me to present. It's now 10 minutes past the starting point, so which I believe is a good point to start the meeting. Please keep your questions coming on the chat box, and we will be introducing our visitors immediately after I've done the presentation, because some would be joining for a few minutes because of them being at work at this particular point. However, I've received a signal that I should do a short introduction, and then the others, for those who I can see some already in, so I'll be introducing them. Then I'll take a few minutes to do the introduction, and then we can proceed. So I'll just allow you to say hi so that the audience can hear you. So I've seen Lucy is in the meeting, Emma is in the meeting, and we also have Alan. So can we start with Lucy? You just say hi. I'll give you a chance to do your presentation a little later. Lucy?
Hello guys, hello gentlemen, I'm Lucy.
Okay, thank you so much, Lucy. So Lucy is one of our alumni, still at with Passcode at the post-NCLEX stages. We also have Alan. Alan, maybe you can say hi.
Hi, family. Good evening, and you're welcome to this webinar today. I'm Alan from Zambia.
Thank you so much, Alan. Alan is also our client at Passcode, a post-NCLEX client, having done his NCLEX and passed, and now doing the post-NCLEX processes. We also have Emma. Emma, if you can hear me, can they say hi?
Hello, everyone. My name is Emma Kathuri. I am the marketing officer at Passcode Global Consultants. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Emma. So my name is Humphrey. As I said, right now I'm stepping in for our moderator. I'm supposed to be a presenter, but I do act on both seats as of now. Yeah, so I'm supposed to do a short introduction of Passcode, which is not going to take more than 7 minutes. And then I'll be inviting our guest speaker, request from Lucy. So Lucy will be starting us off, and then we shall proceed. So allow me to share my presentation. So who are we? We are Passcode Global Consultants. We like calling ourselves consultants because we do a lot of research to ensure that we give our clients the right updated information. If you are in our groups, you will find that whenever there is a new change or a new thing happening in the circles of NCLEX and the USRN journey, we usually update you. Whenever a new development happens, we want to inform you and we want you to get the right information. Our vision is to become a leading gate pass for global nursing practice and experience, that we want to bridge the gaps to allow nurses who graduate, mostly in third world countries, to be able to practice in first world countries where there is a lot of market. I mean, high demand, very high demand for nurses. We want, in our mission, to inspire and empower nurses towards the exploitation of global nursing opportunities. We are living at a time when there are so many nurses in many third world countries who cannot find jobs or cannot find satisfying jobs, while at the same time, we have a global north that is full of opportunities for nurses, but now there are conditions that you need to meet as a nurse, and that is what we work towards at Passcode Consultants. we prepare you as an already registered nurse to meet the requirements of the areas where we have a lot of demand. So in that, we work with core values of excellence. We want to provide excellent service. We have teamwork, because when you join Passcode, you're doing NCLEX registrations, you're doing NCLEX revision, you're doing IELTS, you're doing OET, you're doing all those processes. You'll find that you will have different people serving you, but they will serve you with a goal, a common goal of having you achieve your objective. Now, why do we exist? I think partly I've talked about this. We do offer information for free. For example, in these webinars, if you come to our office, if you give us a call, we can spend a whole 20 minutes explaining the processes to you. Some of you who are in our process, you can be a witness on that. Sometimes you make a call today, after 1 month, you make a call again, and we don't tire to give you the information that you need. Yeah. So we help nurses to do processes for different countries. Currently, we're majorly doing the US and Germany. We have quite a number of students for both programs, that is our NCLEX program, and also the German language program to prepare nurses for the German market, which is a gate pass actually to the European market, which is a huge market again for nurses. Yeah. So what do we do in regards to the US process? We provide you with information so that you can make what we call an informed decision. When you start the process, we do for you all the registrations, starting with CGFNS. We register you for CGFNS. We register you for boards of nursing. We evaluate your transcripts to choose a good board of nursing for you to ensure that you don't get stuck in the process. We give you the fingerprint cards. That means that we already have them in our office, because if you have to register with the board of nursing, you're waiting for them to send you the fingerprint cards. They can take so long as 4 months. So we buy them ourselves and give you, if you are our client, which is in the package for NCLEX registrations. So apart from that, once we start registrations for you, we're also going to admit you into our NCLEX revision program, which is a 4-month, highly comprehensive program. We teach you the entire NCLEX curriculum. And by the end of that 4 months, you should be ready for the exam. And you do the exam and pass. And once you pass the exam, again, we assist you to get a job. We assist you on how to prepare well for an interview. You pass the interview. We help you with post-NCLEX processes such as visa screen applications, and move with you in the journey until you take your flight to the US. In regards to NCLEX revision, we're going to give you the materials, and we also do the logistics of testing. In Africa, currently, we have 2 centers, one in Kenya, the other one in South Africa. Another nearest center is in India. So whether you choose to test in any of those centers, we are going to help you with the logistics that are needed. For example, where you need a visa application, we are going to help you with that, and any other logistic that you may need. So if you would need more information, like comparing UK, Australia, Canada, US, you can book a consultation with us for about 1 hour. That will be a paid consultation, because it will need specific information. And then we will be able to do that for you, whereby we compare, for example, what are you doing in your country currently? What is the size of your family? What are your expectations? What kind of income are you looking at? And then we are able to give you a customized kind of an opinion on what you should do, to which country should you migrate to, and help you a lot in terms of making an informed decision. So in regards to the German process, we do provide information that you need to know regarding practicing as a nurse in Germany. We also teach the German language to prepare you, and after teaching you the language up to B1 or B2, we help you to connect with an employer. We prepare you for an interview, and you start the process of immigration, and you immigrate to Germany as a nurse. Where can you get us? The number on the screen is on WhatsApp. That is our official number for NCLEX. You can have it. Send us an email. You can like our page on Facebook. We are also on TikTok. Instagram, we are also on Instagram, and you can also check our website. And for those who can make it to Nairobi, you can come to our offices at KTDA Plaza, 4th floor. KTDA building is on the junction of Moi Avenue and Ronald Gala Street. Just opposite Kenya Cinema, the famous Kenya Cinema. And we'll be able to have a discussion with you. So that's a short introduction to Passcode and what we do. And it's a very summarized introduction because there's a lot that we do for you in the process. Yeah. So at this moment, I can see that there's some questions that are coming in on the chat. And I wish to say that questions. So at this point, I wish to bring in one of our guests, that is Lucy. Lucy is our client for both IELTS and NCLEX. In fact, Lucy started with Passcode by doing IELTS, which she passed in what we sometimes we call flying colors. It was an impressive pass for IELTS. And then after like 1 month of passing IELTS, Lucy started our NCLEX journey with Passcode. We had some challenges, of course. Sometimes we get those who are doing the process, you know, sometimes you can get a challenge with this and that, one or two things here and there. But at the end of the day, she did NCLEX and passed. And Lucy is among some of our clients who come back with a feedback like, you guys told me that NCLEX is very hard. Why did it find it easy? And then I tell them that at Passcode, we try to train you hard so that when you go for the fight will be easy. So guys, let me have the pleasure of inviting Lucy to come and speak to us. Lucy, you will have your 10 minutes. Kindly, if you can hear me, you can unmute your mic and take on. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Humphrey. And in case I'm not audible enough, you can always alert me.
You are audible.
Okay, as Humphrey has said, I'm Lucy, Kenyan, NCLEX person, IELTS passer, of course, with flying colors, and also a USRN right now. I want to be grateful to Passcode and also those people who went ahead of us because you also encouraged us. In fact, I can see we are about 54 participants, something like that. I wish more can join. And I want to assure you that you're in the right hands. Passcode has really nurtured me, and I'm whom I am today. I'm celebrating today. I'm over to the moon today because of the guidance that NCLEX Passcode gave me. Thanks for the guests for joining. And so I'll be so brief because also I'm going back to work and I have pressure to share with you my journey. I want to say that as Humphrey has said, of course, my journey was smooth, but also challenging. I got some challenges here and there, but with the help of Passcode, I was able to overcome. Today I'm celebrating, today I'm happy, today I'm giving a testimony because of the help that they gave me. Straight to the point. One of the things that I would like to share with you, my friends, my colleagues, and my fellow nurses whom we want to better our lives is about NCLEX passing strategy. First, I want to assure you, NCLEX is very doable. It is very easy with good preparations. I'm saying it is easy because for me, it was just a walkover. For me, I didn't struggle so much during the exam, that is. But of course, during the journey, I struggled and I gave my best. For me, the first point is have the right attitude. It is always good to have the right mindset that this is the exam that is ahead of me and I'm going to do it once and for all. I don't want to repeat it. I don't want to really mess up because it's, by the way, friends, it is possible also the way it is possible to pass NCLEX, the way it is possible to fail NCLEX. But I think the attitude should be, I want to do this exam once, because it is done once. So that mindset, that at the beginning, have the right mindset, the right attitude. The second point is being goal-oriented. When I started with Passcode last year during my IELTS, I had already foreseen that I want to do my IELTS and my NCLEX and I want to pass. But since by then my documents were not ready, I decided to get accustomed to the system of Passcode. How do they train students? How do they help their fellow nurses? So I registered for IELTS, and I'm telling you guys, it was the best. I wish that those people who have not taken IELTS yet, or any other OET and all the services that they offer, I wish you could just start with them. I'm sure they do physical classes and also online classes. For me, I would encourage the people who are looking forward to pass the exams, both IELTS and NCLEX, it's good to Passcode, they're always there, and just share with them what you want, and they bring it to you. Another thing is that during this journey of NCLEX, of doing the NCLEX, which of course is not very easy, give your all. It is done once and for all. Give your time, give your talents, give your pleasure, give your joys, give your challenges to these people. They call it a big mountain. For me, it was not very, very big, but give it all. Whatever you want to do, make sure that everything is NCLEX, NCLEX, NCLEX. And in this way, you'll be able to, you'll get accustomed, and you'll really be able to dedicate all your time, all your everything in preparation for this exam. The other point is stay focused. You know, for us nurses, we have, of course, sometimes we have so here and there, you want to do extra days, want to do extra hours, which is okay, because also this journey, it really requires a lot of finances. But you find that sometimes, because this is just in a time frame, it is always good to avoid this distraction. For example, we want to go partying during the weekends, we want to go to visit friends. My friend, this is not the time. All those things we shall do afterwards. In fact, myself, the day I passed my exam, I joined, celebrated with my friends. I was all over in town celebrating and doing all that, and not done for almost 8 months. So I think it is wise enough that we put aside all the celebrities, all our needs. Some of the friends, surely we need to really get them so that we have time to dedicate to this exam. Because after the exam, you have all the time to celebrate. So I think it is wise that we get focused, we try to remove these distractors so that we give our all. Now, when I was starting this journey, those who had gone ahead of me, they were talking about time management. And for me, I was wondering, what the hell is this they are talking about time management? But I came to realize that time management in the NCLEX process is quite, in fact, is the key. We must learn to set time and be faithful to what we have set. It is not enough to say, okay, tomorrow I'll study, but when will tomorrow be? So it is better to say, today I'll study. And I want to assure that when you make this a process, when you make this you make it constant, it comes automatically. In fact, nobody will tell you to go to study. I remember that when I started, for me, it was a bit heavy, these sodas, these videos, these audios. But my friend, at one moment, for example, 2 to 3 months, I was just longing. When will I finish my shift? I go to study. When will I finish my shift? Will I to study? When will 2 a.m. reach so that I can wake up and go to study? I started enjoying the process. And the fact that I enjoyed the process, for me, it was smooth because I was always longing for it. The other point is, be positive about loneliness. As I've said earlier, some friends will have to cut them off so that we can dedicate our time and we can dedicate our all. So sometimes we shall be lonely. You can imagine you are leaving job, maybe you go take maybe a bit of supper. Those who have children, maybe you play with them kidogo, and then you close yourself in a room to go to study. It can be lonely. But we know that sometimes we have, our parents can be supportive. We have also friends who are also supportive. But let us learn to embrace the loneliness and love it. It's just for a moment. It will not take long. It's just for a moment. and you'll be grateful. Then also, let's also add nourish and also accept the support that we get from our friends, from children also, those who have children, from our parents, from our spouses, because this journey also needs to be supported. Sometimes one can really be down. You don't know whom to share, you don't know whom to talk to, but a caring hand is always appreciated because at least you'll have somebody to share with. So let's also learn to support those who are also. The other thing is be consistent. If you've set your time that I'm going to study from 2 a.m. up to 6 a.m., be consistent every day, so that then it can come, it can really come what would you say, naturally, that at 2 a.m. I am awake and I'm going to study. At 6 a.m. I close my books and go to prepare maybe for the shift and go to work. Those who study in the evening, maybe from 9, maybe 12 midnight, this is my time to study. Be consistent with that. I'm telling you, if you're consistent for 1 month, things they just flow, things they just come. The other point I would like to comment on is about content review. Those who went to do the exam ahead of us, this was always the song. Every time we had a webinar, they would always say, friends, content. Our tutors, friends, content. Everybody was content. And I was wondering, how important is this content? But I'm telling you, NCLEX is all about content. Once you master that content, then the exam, by then that exam is doable in less than 2 hours. But you must have the contents, you must be well prepared for every prepared. So for me, when I started in the beginning, I panicked a bit because the content is so much. Of course, we have good classes with Passcode that they give us every day. And for me, that is content with substance. And so we have this one of Passcode, we have Saunders, we have the books, we have all the books, then we have all the audios and everything else. For me, what I would say is that maybe choose a few that you are comfortable with. For sure, for me, Saunders was very, very important to me. I read Saunders until I could, when I'm asleep, I could see the pages in my mind. I could see the content in my mind. For me, it was very easy to master the Saunders. Of course, we are all different. And then for me, I thought that I found it easy to choose a few, then complement with the others. So for me, I used the Saunders, I used the what is it called? The audios from Passcode. I used Simple Nursing and Nurse RN, make a big, and that was all. So the other audios or the other materials, it was just a backup of what I had, because I realized also the materials are too much, so I may get lost on the way. So I just got focused on a few. Then the other part is we should always know the type of student we are. Some students are very visual. Some students are audio, some are imaginative. Like me, I would say that I'm quite imaginative. And I thank God for that, because when I went for the NCLEX, for me, I was just imagining. When I was reading Saunders, I would imagine a condition and I would see a patient in front of me. I remember the most interesting topic for me was this what is it, opioid withdrawal. I could imagine a baby in LPU with all those signs and symptoms. My friend, when I went to do that exam, that question, what we call case study of opioid withdrawal came. I was so happy. I was so excited. I was just waiting for a question to come so that I can speak, because I was sure of what I was doing. So for me, it is quite important. If you are a person who is visual, try to visualize the things. If you are the person who is audio oriented, try to listen to the audios, because those things will help you during the exam. Then the other thing, I have also talked about the contents from all the things, I don't Saunders and all the Cubans. But I think at the beginning, we are always advised to have a Cubank. A Cubank is quite important. But let us not be misled. I remember when I started, I had a friend who was telling me, Lucy, just focus on the Cubank. Just answer the questions. Answer the questions and be true. But that is not correct. For me, I didn't buy that idea. I think that Cubank is supposed to help us revise, is supposed to help us understand the rationale, is supposed to prepare us for the exam, but it can never replace the content. Me, I was so lucky because I had two question bank. I did Archers and Q-bank. And of course, each Q-bank has its own method of preparing the questions. So for me, Archers, of course, it helped so much. But for me, it helped so much when it came to questions like what case studies and at both sides. It really helped. It really helped me. But I'm sure each has purchased a different Q-bank. So let's use of what we have, but let the Cubans never replace the content, because questions they are supposed to help us find the rationale, understand also our weak points, and also understand also what our strong points are. Now, for me, I came up with another concept that maybe many people don't talk about it, about the conceptual framework. I'm sure we hear this term maybe in management and all those things, but for me, I decided to apply this terminology, this ideology, in my search for passing NCLEX. What I mean by conceptual framework, I mean that the way we organize our mind in a systematic way so that things can flow and things can be clear. Now, just to simplify this, when I speak conceptual framework, I mean just organizing your mind in a very simple way so that you're able to know how things flow, how ideas and words flow, so that you'll be able to remember. Well, let me just take an example. Think of any condition that maybe you can think of any condition, heart failure, heart block, and all these things. Now, when you think of a condition, just imagine what are the signs and symptoms of that condition. Once you know, I'm talking about heart failure, signs and symptoms are 1, 2, 3. How do we manage such a patient? What is the management? What are the medications that are given to this patient? Secondly, then the other step, what are the complications of heart failure? What is the nursing management of heart failure? So if you have such a very clear, simple conceptual framework, I'm telling you, when you go to sit for the exam, things will always be flowing, because you'll find, okay, this is heart failure. What are the signs and symptoms? How are we managing it? What is the treatment? What are the complications? What are the nursing management? And for me, that was the best thing that I came up with, because it really helped me during my exam. The other point is that put more effort in the areas that you are weak. Now, people, of course, we are all different, and people have always areas of strength and areas of also where we have difficulties. So for me, it was very important. Personally, me and a lot of trouble with pharmacology. So what did I do? I made sure that every day, but every single day, I would open a pharmacology question, I would open a pharmacology topic and study at least 1 hour of each and every day, such that when I went to the exam, by the way, there and so much questions of pharmacology, and I was wondering, how is that? But I was able to maneuver. And by the way, before I forget, those medications that were there for pharmacology, most of them I had never come across them. But since I had mastered the rationale, since I had built up my knowledge, since I had built up my content, I was able to relate between the question and also the answer. So it is always important to know what is the strength, weak point, so that you put a lot of effort in that. Then, as I've said again, I'm on the Q-bank. Always understand the rationale. Always be a wise student. If you answer a question and you have passed, ask yourself, why did I get it right? If it is wrong, why did I get it wrong? So be a consistent, wise student, so that you understand, why did I pass? Why did I fail? And that is where the importance of the question bank comes in, because you're able to answer the questions and you're able to give those rationale. So you are able to check your own rationale and the rationale of the Q bank and come to a conclusion. I was wrong because of 1, 2, 3. I was right because of 1, 2. Then build your own knowledge and be your own Q bank. For me, it was, by the way, I enjoyed this journey so much. It was my best exam, I think, that I've always prepared, such that every day I knew that I was trying, every day I was being my own Q bank. I end my questions and I end my everything that I am really prepared for. Then the other thing is that when during the last days of the exam, at least take some time, take your leave, prepare yourself and prepare yourself early. During the day of the exam, just be confident, be happy that you are going to do the exam, and it is really going to be the last thing that you are going to do. So enter in the exam room like a queen, enter the exam room like a king, and be sure that you are going to pass. Remember all that you have studied. Make sure that you are not stressed, and I'm sure everything will be all right. And I'm almost sure that my time is over. Thank you so much. Unless there is any question or anything, but I would leave it at that.
Okay, all right. So thank you so much, Lucy, for that wonderful presentation. If you have any questions for Lucy, you can kindly post it on chat. And Lucy, before you leave, you can be able to answer the questions on chat. Since you had notified me of your wish to leave early, I would say thank you so much, and you would be before I release you, I would like to ask from the audience, is there anyone here who has a question for Lucy? Maybe one question we allow her to answer before she leaves. You can raise your hand. I will give you the chance to ask the question, or you can ask the question on chat. Yeah, so I can see there is already one question on chat. Any other questions so that maybe she can handle like two of them at the same time? You can raise your hand, I'll give you a chance, or you can ask on chat. Okay. All right, so Lucy, maybe before you leave, you can, in like 1 minute, you can summarize the materials you used.
Okay, so I used class RN, simple nursing, Passcode materials, and sodas.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lucy, for that presentation. I think you are a very good student of Passcode, because your summary was very good in regards to what Passcode advocates for, that you must be prepared concretely in terms of content for you to go to meet Mr. NCLEX. And it will be a very good meeting. It will be an enjoyable meeting, actually. When you are prepared to the extent that you are praying, let them bring a question on this particular instance. Myself, when I was preparing for NCLEX, I had a weakness in mental health pharmacology, specifically mental health. Yeah, you know, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, monoamine oxidase inhibitors. But I came up with a strategy like what Lucy was talking about. And even today, I sing all those like a song. When I went to do my exam, I was praying, let them bring a question on monoamine oxidase inhibitors. Let them bring a question on lithium. Let them bring a question on fluoxetine and the likes. One thing we tell students at Passcode is that when you are going to meet Mr. NCLEX, you should be prepared just like your teacher. That NCLEX will not be hard for you if you have prepared well. And we have a lot of experiences, a lot of them, lots and lots of them from our students, which is very encouraging. So I would now want us to invite the next guest, who is Alan Chongo, all the way from Zambia. So Alan was a student at Passcode for quite some time, about a journey of about 6 to 8 months. And if Alan will allow me, I remember there's a time he had some pressures outside the classes, which were almost discouraging him. And what I usually do with our students as the NCLEX program coordinator is that when you have an issue, you are asking me on WhatsApp, I actually ask you to schedule a call as soon as you are available so that we can discuss anything that is bothering you at length. Because I know that for you to prepare well for the NCLEX, you need good mental health. Yeah, so investing in good mental a long call of about 40 minutes. We discussed things, we weighed out things, and we came up with a new strategy, which enabled him to make some changes, radical changes in his studies, and which led him into sitting for the exam and emerging victorious with the first attempt. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome Alan to speak to us. So, Alan, if you can hear me, it is a pleasure to have you in this meeting. Kindly, you can unmute and have your 10 minutes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Humphrey. And the point you've raised, that is point number 7, timely consultation. You had really helped me. So my people who are listening me, I'm Alan from Zambia, and I was a student with Passcode from January up to April. That's when the first class of 4 months had finished. Passcode had really shaped me so much in that I joined Passcode the same way you people you've joined, like you are first timers. You are hearing about this NCLEX thing for the first time. You don't even understand what NCLEX is. Basically, you are in the same shoes I was in at some point, and the Passcode had helped me to open up the mind and know to say it is just an ordinary exam which gives you a license to be able to practice in that country, so-called America. The same way in our individual countries, we happen to sit for exam that gives us license, which we use for us to practice. Okay, now with the Passcode, the strategies that read they use had helped me so much. One, the classes that we used to have 3 times per week had really helped me a lot. Even though sometimes I would miss maybe Fridays classes because of work, still there is provision for recorded classes. Every day there is a class, they will record the class, and then they will post it in the group, on the website, on the portal, I should say, which you can easily freely check out and review and learn as much as the people who had done the first class did. So the strategies that had worked for me, one, there are 10. One, sacrifice time. Sacrifice in terms of time and resources as well as energy. Time, sometimes you may be overwhelmed to have a lot of things that you need to do. Sometimes of NCLEX related issues, sometimes it's family, sometimes it's work, a lot of things. But you need to sacrifice your time. You cut short on your sleeping nature so that you give it the best time it deserves. Resources, you need some money sometimes. Because like these classes, they are not as cheap as we may expect, but they are worthy doing. Because I was paying about $300, but a good part with Passcode, you could talk to them to, okay, can I start with $150? Then in the process, I'm going to finish it up. You don't need to be stingy and to have a shorthand or with your heart, because this is your lifetime saving. So resources are needed. Energy, sometimes you feel lazy to get a book, or even sometimes to just join the class because you are exhausted, you are tired, a lot of things you've gone through during the day, but it needs a lot of sacrifice. Avoiding certain things that you were used to and enjoyed, you need to sacrifice. You move away from that so that you give all your full attention to NCLEX. 2, being consistent, like my friend Lucy had said, consistent with the studies and lessons. You know, today it's Monday, it's Wednesday, it's Friday, there is lessons. Do not have any whatsoever excuses to miss class. Be consistent, because you will never come to start this thing again. Writing for second time isn't a best option, because there's no guarantee that you are going to pass on the second option, second attempt, because NCLEX is unique, just like pregnancy can be. There's nothing like, oh, I've been to labor, so this time around I'm going to walk through over. No, 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 no. So the best time to do it is the first attempt, meaning you be consistent with the classes. If you miss classes, at least get back to the recorded classes which Passcode provides. It helps a lot. Third, it's having a personal question bank. If you can afford, Passcode always demand that when you are done, let's say maybe about 2 months, they'll ask you to say, please purchase a question bank from which you will be practicing and know how questions are formulated during final exam. And they will advise which question bank is cheaper according to your capacity, because some question banks, and depending on the duration of the question bank you want, they're expensive. Others, you just for 1 month, you can find that no, it's costing $70. There are others like bootcamp for 1 month, it will cost you $49. So Passcode has got interest in all that. They will understand your capacity, your financial capacity, provided you are sincere enough to them, sincere enough to yourself. So having a question bank, if you can afford, very important, very important. It's more or less like past question papers. The fifth one is, if you've got the question bank, do it religiously. Do your questions every day, 85 questions, as in 85 questions. Meaning, if the question bank you're having, like for example, for your world, which has about 248 questions, you do it religiously every day, 85. Meaning, in 33 days, you are going to finish the all questions on that UWorld question bank. And that will also increase on your knowledge content and the level of understanding. Then 6, it's to review and understand NCLEX tips. There are NCLEX tips which Passcode provides on WhatsApp, like Emma's NCLEX tips and the gold standard NCLEX tips. Those are tips that helps us to know which is the best answer from this question. They are a guide, they are a map. For example, with NCLEX tips, Passcode provides, I will tell you to say, if you, in the question, you find 2 answers that are similar to each other, there is no answer from those 2 answers. If you've got 2 opposite of each other, one is saying a bradykardia, the other one is saying tachycardia, probably there is one among those 2, there is one which is the correct answer. Just go back to the stem of the question, understand the question, then come back to those 2 options. Meaning it will help you to narrow your selecting options. Then again, the same NCLEX tips will also help you to say, if the client is in distress, no need of starting assessing, go direct and intervene. Probably start the CPR before you do things that will delay treatment, like calling the healthcare provider, checking the machine, checking the pulse. It's from NCLEX tips which Passcode provides. The same NCLEX tips will tell you to say, if you find laboratory abnormals, then you find there is potassium, probably potassium is your right answer. So it's from Passcode that I got everything of this kind, which helped me to prepare adequately with my exams. Then in 7, timely consultation with Passcode. Please, this is most cardinal thing that had helped me. It's good that Mr. Humphrey would even remember the last time we had more than the 45 minutes he said was very short. We had gone over an hour. We had gone over an hour. Passcode has got this heart of understanding the persons, the students on their individual level. So when you chat with him, to chat with them, or maybe Mr. Humphrey, but then there was even Mr. Dennis or Mr. Evans, you chat with them, they'll ask you to say, okay, let me send you the link so that you book for a consultation meeting. And trust me, they are always on point and on time. They would advise, as long as you express yourself, okay, this is the problem, this is the challenge. And Mr. Humphrey would just say to say, from what you've said, Alan, at this point, you are not fully equipped to sit for exams. Trust me, you are going to fail, as in failing, 100% failing. It's not like, he was cursing me or making me feel intimidated. It was the truth as the reality. Then he said, you need to prepare. So what do we do? He asked me to say, okay, what works out for you? I told him to say, studying on my own. Then he was like, okay, there's this material you can try. He told me about Hense Saunders online review. The very night we talked, around 01 a.m., I had to purchase that Hense Saunders, which is online. Then we found there was a 3rd edition and 4th edition. It was like, get 4th edition. That is the latest. And that's the material I went with in addition with the Passcode material. Okay. Then number 8, it's about being positive to yourself, and know that you only have one option of passing this NCLEX exam at first attempt, because there is no guarantee that you're going to pass on second attempt. So having a second option, say, okay, I may go back that side. It is expensive, as in expensive to do this thing twice times. Then the number 9th thing is being disciplined to yourself. Avoid unnecessarily non-educative interactions like social media. You are on, you are studying, then you have your phone is WhatsApp on, Facebook is on. You want to start checking things on Facebook. That does not add value to your NCLEX. Trust me, before you realize, you have wasted 30 minutes. The time you try to push yourself, you've started dozing. You pack your books, you'll be like, how many months do I have? I've got 4 months. I can go. Time wasted will never be recovered. So it is paramount that you be sincere enough to yourself and be principled, disciplined when it comes to social media interaction. Sometimes WhatsApp also takes us away. If there's any post in this is just the ordinary groups, and there's also a post in a passcode group, I would rather quickly open the message which has come in passcode group. Probably there's a question which I don't even know. I'll try to check it out, maybe research here and there, Google. I say, oh, okay, this is why I got it wrong. Well, you move on. So personally, I had to reduce on the time I could spend on social media platform. The 10th one, it's always put God first in whatever. When you pick a book, you pick your content, the material you're using, at least say a prayer. At least say a prayer for God to help, just to understand, so you can understand the thing that you are learning, and make it known to say, I'm not doing it out of greediness or maybe to shame the ancestors from the village to say, okay, I've gone to America. No, 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 no. It's about supporting one another, supporting the family, care for their needs. In as much as we want money, we also need to care for our families. All right. So all those things really had helped me. Then coming to the material, one, Passcode used to post material everyone then in the group, and then every time we've got a class, a session, I used to screenshot most of the things, and I've got a bunch of screenshot pictures on my laptop. Every time I would screenshot, so sometimes I would even be delay, they've gone to the next slide, I'm still doing the screenshot on the other hand. That also helped me. And also just to notice, okay, this is the material they've referred to. I check it out, it's simple thing. Okay, I get it. I keep it. Then the Hensey sounders, which Mr. Humphrey had helped me to purchase, had really helped me also so much in terms of content. The book I never used was Sounders PDF 90th, 80th. I had it, but I never opened, not even a single day. I never used the audios like Zit McClemick, whatever. I never used. There are lots I didn't use. Then the other thing is be focused and be focused to one tutor, one group of people. And like today, you are in this group, you find on Telegram, there's this group, you find another, you find yourself in 5, 10 groups, you won't even know which one to go to. Because if you go in this group, you find that teaching mental health, be like, well, this person doesn't know how to teach. The next time he's teaching cardiovascular condition, you feel like, this is good. The other side, so you get confused. Have a specific person to help out in this whole process. But personally, I don't come across Passcode from Facebook, and I joined until I passed my NCLEX. I wrote my NCLEX on 6th June. On 9th June, had my exams. The other thing that had helped also with Passcode, after our 4 months training was finished, they said, you people, since who have ATT, you are yet to test, probably within 2 months, we are going to offer you free crash program. We'll be doing it 04 Zambian time, 04 a.m. Zambian time. I think in Kenya it used to be 5 a.m. We started that one from, I think, should be 7th May. throughout up to June 30th. It was still running. I could see the messages when I wrote my exam on 6th June. So that 2 months really helped us like to prepare adequately, because it was just revisions throughout, until myself and my other 3 colleagues who I was with on Passcode, we passed it on the first attempt. If there's any question, please, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll try to rush according to the time that I was given.
Okay, so wow, awesome. That's a wonderful presentation. Alan, thank you so much. Maybe as we wait for some people to ask questions, I will ask you the question I have. Maybe you can talk about commitment and discipline, because you find that most of the people who do NCLEX, actually, one of the biggest challenge that nurses face when they are preparing for NCLEX is because you are a nurse, you have a job, you're working, you are a family person, maybe you have a spouse, you're married, you have a wife or a husband, that is, you have children, you have parents
Yes.
who in one way or another maybe need you. So it is one thing that whenever I'm interacting with candidates who are preparing for NCLEX, I usually face that a lot. So maybe you can talk about, because I know you do wear those hats. Maybe you can talk about commitment and discipline and how to create enough time for NCLEX briefly as we wait for other people to ask you questions.
All right. So like he has said, I personally, I'm a husband and I'm a parent of 1 child. In fact, 2 others I'm keeping. So when it comes to NCLEX, you find that you one person, other than being a family person, there's also work to do. Other than work, there's also personal life. All these 3 things, the family, work, personal life, needs your attention. On top of that, NCLEX needs more attention than anything else. So commitment to it is really, really important. Creating time, not to say this time around I can do this. This time around I can do this. If maybe being home disturbs you when times for classes, it would be better you do classes maybe probably when at work, or even when you go home, use the room that is less frequently entered in to avoid disturbance, so that you do your classes in a peaceful and conducive manner. Then if it comes to studying as personal studies, understand yourself. Are you a person who enjoys studying after you've slept some, you rest some, then you wake up probably 1 a.m. or 2 a.m.? Or are you the person who, when you go to sleep, you sleep for good? If that's the case, study before you sleep. At least freshen up, take a home bath, then have your meal, then set your table and like with no disturbance, so that you create humble time to understand. And you don't need to rush when you are studying this thing, content, or you are doing questions. You don't need to rush. You need to make sure you understand, because NCLEX in nature, it's too bulky. It doesn't have room for tomorrow. Not this hyperthyrotoxicosis condition I'm doing, I can suspend it, I'll come and do it again tomorrow. You never finish. So make sure you give it the best shot if at all you are studying at that particular time. Then when it comes to work, also balance up. It's not every time that even the workplace they should know this is what you are doing. Remember, not every person will be happy with you. They will start now fighting you indirectly and there just to frustrate you. So if at work none of them knows, please try to avoid everything that can be seen to them. It's okay, this is what he's doing, because you do not know who your greatest enemy is. Even the person who's smiling too much to you, you may never know what to be planning. So if it means you avoid that from work, avoid that, but find time. If you are doing classes with Passcode, the good thing with Passcode, they always provide recorded session. Make sure you download and understand, listen and watch the videos like it is fresh. In that way, you find it will be very easy to walk through this process. Every time you've got a concern, a problem, pressing issue, is it financially pressing issue? Is it just family matters? Passcode is there not just to offer lessons, but to offer psychological support and walk with you this whole journey until to the last point.
Okay. Thank you so much, Alan, and the others who are asking questions. Thank you again for the presentation and for answering the questions. I also want to take this opportunity to congratulate you in public for working very hard and being so much concerned about your journey. I will tell you, people, that sometimes I get many calls from a client who is doing NCLEX. Someone calls me like twice a week, they are in the program. And then sometimes when they are calling me, they ask, I'm sorry for disturbing you so much. But I usually tell them, the person who disturbs me so much, actually, I enjoy it because I usually know that this person is headed towards passing. I mean, they are so concerned about their journey. And that is what I usually encourage you, even for you, those of you who are in this meeting and you're already in our program. I do give my personal number freely. We have the NCLEX number on the one you can call us, you can text us on WhatsApp. But in addition to that, I also give you my personal number so that in case you want to have a session, maybe you are studying and you are not getting things right. Pharmacology is becoming hard, ECG is becoming hard, prioritization is becoming hard. You can always call me and we plan a meeting, a Zoom meeting. We can also have a WhatsApp call if something is very urgent. And we are going to ensure that we assist you for you to realize your goal. So at this point, I would like to call upon, we are going to answer your questions. Personally, I'm going to address some of your questions that I have already seen on chat. Things about the services that we offer. Emma, if you can hear me, please take about 5 minutes or less.
Hi again. As I said earlier, for the ones who joined us later, my name is Emma Gaturi, and I am the marketing officer at Passcode Global Consultants. Yeah, and most of you know that our main service is the NCLEX training for USRN process, and apart from that, we also offer German language program for registered nurses or any other professionals that are interested in migrating to Germany or rather interested to go work in Germany. So we offer the German language programs. That is a A1 level, A2 level, and B1 level. And then after that, if you're not in Kenya, you can move to the nearest Goethe Institute, or rather the nearest country with that has got the Goethe Institute for the B1 examination, and then we now start the immigration process to Germany. For registered nurses, we assist you get jobs, or rather we link you with direct hires, but for any other profession, it's not really possible because again, all the links or other connections we have, we deal with registered nurses only. We also do offer OET, IELTS, and TOEFL. We have tutors for the same and different packages for the services. So just as Humphrey and Alan has said, that you need both OET and NCLEX to migrate to the US. We also offer that. We also offer that too. And lastly, we offer CV alignment services. If you need your CV aligned or rather revamped, we also do that at a fee, of course. And again, we also offer special or individual consultation, rather deeper consultation for a detailed explanation on the USRN process at a fee as well. That is it. Thank you. Unless you have any other question that doesn't concern NCLEX.
Okay, thank you so much, Emma. Probably you can also share your office number on the chat box so that those who would like to communicate to you, they can either WhatsApp you or call you directly. You can as well answer Matthew's Masime question on chat as we proceed. So I have seen quite a number of questions on chat, which I would like to help respond on some that are administrative in nature. And I want to thank our guests so much for keeping the time that we gave to them. The webinar is not yet over, so please feel free to keep on asking questions on chat. We're going to make sure that there is no question that is not addressed, because most of the questions that you guys are asking are actually similar. I want to talk about two things. One, about information, not information, but NCLEX revision materials. And then I will also talk about the cost of the program. So let me start with the materials. One question that Lucy was asked is, which materials did you use? And also I can see the same question for Alan. They mentioned it. Actually, both of them mentioned that in their presentation. But that question is still coming up. And I like one thing that Alan talked about, that is being overwhelmed with materials or being overwhelmed with your revision program. If I would give an example of the most tested drugs or medications in NCLEX, if you go to Saunders' textbook, you read about the dioxin, you'll find the main points that they have emphasized. If you go to Simple Nursing, you find the same concepts they have emphasized for the dioxin. If you go to Kaplan, it will be the same. If you go to Moss Base, it will be the same. Now, what I want to say is this, that aspect of you're jumping from this program, you are jumping to another program, you are joining this class, you have a Passcode class at 7 p.m., you have another class you're doing at 4 a.m. with a different organization or with a different provider. You have another class during the day. You will be overwhelmed. You will be confused. You are reading Saunders. Another person tells you, no, stop reading Saunders, just read Question Bank alone. Another person tells you, no, you need to read Mospe. Another person tells you, no, Simple Nursing is very good. Just leave the rest and do Simple Nursing. You are going to be confused. You are going to be overwhelmed. You are not going to perform in your exam. By the way, you can perform very well in a question bank, but as long as you don't have the content, you're not going to pass NCLEX. And I'm telling you that for sure. So how do we overcome that? At Passcode, you can see that we have a program of 4 months. During that program of 4 months, we teach you the entire NCLEX curriculum. So what we teach you is fully enough such that you don't need to hook into another program. The materials we give you are so much enough. Majority of our students, about 90%, have passed with only the Passcode program. What the Passcode program provides, because Passcode is a full-fledged program. We have not developed our material such that they have developed their material, and that is what they sell. Yeah, the companies that provide materials, they have developed a material for NCLEX. That is what they sell, and they do not talk about other materials. But for us as Passcode, we are an NCLEX review program, NCLEX revision program. We do not necessarily limit you to our notes only. We even recommend which material are you supposed to read. There are people who would come to me when we do a meeting, and then I don't have enough time. What can we do? So we customize the program for that person. Yeah. There's another person who will tell me, I am not doing well with this material. How can you help me? Then we try to look at best ways of assisting that person. And that's why you are in the program. So if you join, when you join the Passcode program, we walk the journey with you because we want you to pass and you move to the next step. So as a company, yes, we are in business, but we are in business of ensuring that you achieve your objective. Because with us, without that, then we also will not be achieving our objective. And that is what we want. We want to achieve our objective. So what I can assure you guys is that when you come to the Passcode program, you don't need to worry about any other thing. We are going to walk you the journey of passing the NCLEX. The other question I wanted to talk about is about the matter of cost. I've seen someone saying that is, let me see, that is Salamatu Tukura from Nigeria, saying that unfortunately the program is so expensive. I am from Nigeria. Does Passcode assist nurses with financial constraint? Salamatu, I would want to assist you, or I would want our company to assist you if we would be in a position. But what I would want to assure you is that, first of all, this program is not expensive. This is a very affordable program, but I would understand when you say it is expensive, it is because of the current economic situations that we are finding ourselves in, especially in most parts of Africa. This program is very, very affordable. You can imagine $300 to teach you NCLEX, the entire NCLEX curriculum, for 4 months. If you can liaise with your colleagues in the US and ask them how much would someone pay to have live review classes for 2 weeks or for 1 month in the US, it will be something to do with like $1,000. And you're having like 2 sessions with a tutor. Or maybe 1 session per week. Then they just give you materials and guide you on how to read the materials. But here we are giving you, Alan mentioned 3 sessions. Actually, we changed our program such that in those 4 weeks, and those of you who are in this meeting and you joined in the July program, you can confirm that. We are giving you Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every week until you're done with the program. And most of the Wednesdays we usually have what we call makeup classes. In case there is something the tutor did not cover, or there's something the students are saying we didn't understand, that we do a makeup class. Last week we had Wednesday, we had a makeup class. So they had classes from Monday to Friday. This week we are having another makeup class. They will be having classes from Monday to Friday. Next week, again, we'll be planning another makeup, but that one will be very special because we want to invite yet another NCLEX person to come and talk to our students, specifically those who are in the program, about how to prepare for NCLEX. And these are things that we do in our orientation. So $300 to teach you the NCLEX performance, that is money that, $300 is money that you make in the US in a single day. So the lowest paid nurse, right now, if you sign a contract with an agency, the lowest you can do, the lowest you can sign right now, and I'm telling you, this is August 20, a contract with, is that about $32. So if you do a contract of $30 an hour, you work for 10 hours in the US, you will have $300. You will have compensated yourself for the money you paid Passcode for 4 months to teach you NCLEX. So we are so proud of our achievement of the nurses who are able to pass through our hands and achieve the American dream. I usually believe that when you guys will be in America, you'll be remembering the journey that you had at Passcode. And for those of you who heard about the USRN process through Passcode, I believe you'll be so proud of this program. Yeah. So I can assure you, the program is not expensive, but it's about the economic situation that we have. But we do have to charge that because of for us to be able to offer you good quality and sustain the program. Secondly, about the same, I must say that since 2021, we have never reviewed our costs upwards. And the reason why we have never reviewed our costs upwards, A big base of our customers, our clients are from Kenya. We are proud of that. And we, as a country, have been facing some quite a series of challenges. I mean, 2021, we were just recovering from COVID. 2022, we had issues with elections and economy not responding well. Same case to 2023, 2024, we had a series of demonstrations. So we are usually alive to the challenges that nurses do face. And personally, I'm a nurse. I do understand even the salaries that nurses earn in our environment. Yeah. So I can assure you that it is an investment that is completely worth it. Yeah. So our next class will be starting on the 6th. The class on the 6th of the 16th of September will be studying for October, November, December, January. So they will be taking their NCLEX exam from end of January and February next year. They are the people who are going to start early next year as USRNs. Please, for Nigerian students, can one start up the process for NCLEX and write without NMCN verification? Unfortunately, not for now, because sometimes it happens that, like I know we actually succeeded in waiving 2 Zimbabwean candidates because they had a similar problem like you guys are having in Nigeria. But as of now, we have not established whether it can be waived because we know there are so many Nigerians who would want to do the exam. So that issue is yet to be solved, unfortunately. And we are hoping that it could be solved as soon as possible so that even Nigerians can get back to their verifications for NCLEX. Caroline is asking, can I start the process as I wait for the transcript? Yes, there are some things you could be able to do as you wait for the transcript, but Caroline, I would wish that you can give me a call, maybe tomorrow, and you can take my this number, +254 726 311 477. Yeah, so you can give me a call tomorrow. We discuss, I will want to know your school, whether you have applied for the transcript. That will be an individualized case, and I'll be able to advise better. Do you give revision questions to check whether not a person is ready to sit on? Yes, Sharon. We do that so much, and that is what Alan was talking about. We do an assessment to tell you whether you are ready for the exam or not. We can't subject you to the exam when we are not sure what we are doing, because at the end of the day, you have invested a lot of money, which you would be very painful if there are some things we did not tell you, and you come to realize later that if we had told you that, you could have passed. So we have a lot of experience with the process, and we cannot subject you to the exam. Personally, there are people I have an extra month to prepare themselves. And the good thing is that once you have done the Passcode 4-month program, one of the objectives of our program is actually to prepare you to know what exactly are you supposed to cover for the NCLEX, such that if you have done the 4-month program, you are not ready for the exam, you feel you need another month, you don't have to pay us. We have already prepared you to know how to assess yourself, what exactly you are supposed to cover. We have given you lists of what you're supposed to cover. Those who are in the program can remember the registerednazarene.org. And you just give yourself that 1 month and you go to the exam. Yeah. Okay, so the other question is, which country would be easy to relocate for a person with a family between Germany and USA? It's not a matter of easy. I don't understand what exactly you mean by easy, Matthews, but what I can tell you is that both Germany and the USA are first world countries. The good thing is that if you want to go work in Germany or USA, in both countries, you can be able to relocate with your family. There is no process that is easy when you are migrating to a foreign country, because if you want to move to the US, 1, you have to do NCLEX and pass it. 2, you have to wait to be called for an interview. once you have done NCLEX, we are talking about a wait time of about 1.5 years, 18 to 24 months, as you do the immigration process. For you to relocate to Germany, you have to do the German language. You have to do module A1 for about 2 to 3 months. You do A2 for 2 to 3 months again. You do B1 for 2 to 3 months again. Then you do a major exam from Goethe Institute, which is the exam for B1. You do an interview, you do immigration, which will take you about 2 to 3 months, 4 to 6 months. And you move to Germany. And when you move to Germany, you're not moving to Germany as a full nurse, just like the process of the UK, United Kingdom. You'll be moving to Germany as an assistant nurse. And when you move to Germany, you're going to do B2 language, German language level B2 while you're in Germany. And then you will also do a process called recognition, where you'll be like doing registrations for your papers to show that you are a nurse, studied here. And in some provinces in Germany, you will do an exam of German Nursing Council. That process is going to take you about 6 months after immigration to Germany, and you become a full nurse in Germany. Yeah, you start now earning a salary of a full nurse. So both processes have their demands. There is no easy process of moving abroad. So please, when you choose a process, be so much dedicated to it. If you would like to move to Germany to just spend 1 year there before you go to US, I wouldn't advise, because you will have spent time in the process, commitment, money. So at the end of please, when will the next class be commencing? September 16th for NCLEX, 9th of September for German classes. Another question. We have classes in the evening, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, except Wednesdays. Okay. That was a response. Hi, I am Chris. Does the employer you find for the nurses sponsor the visa to US? That is a very important question, because nurses usually ask, once I get an employer, who is going to pay my ticket to go to the US? Now, let me first of all start by saying that your sponsor is your employer. Once you have done NCLEX, we help you to get an employer. We don't give you a specific employer. Actually, we guide you on those processes, but we already have those who approach us, tell us, assist us to get nurses, this and that, this and that. But we don't, you see, we don't sponsor you for the process. So we don't limit you to what you want. We don't limit you to the state where you want to go and practice. We don't limit you to that, to a particular employer. We don't limit you to a particular agent. But with the US process, the employer is going to sponsor all the costs of your visa application. The costs will be averaging more than $10,000 in Kenyan shillings. That's more than 1 million Kenyan shillings. They are going to take care of that. And they are going to pay for your flight to the US. Yeah. And some of the employers said some, because others do not. And some of your employers are going to pay for your visa screen certificate, which is a certificate you need once you have done NCLEX and IELTS for you to start the immigration process. Yeah. So you don't need to worry about post-NCLEX costs. The major post-NCLEX costs you're going to worry about is the cost of doing medical examination at the IOM, Institute of Medicine, before you go for your interview. That will come in about when you are called for an interview. So you will have you'll have more than a year to prepare for those costs. And those costs will be about $200 per person in your family. So if you have 2 people, that will be about $400. Then the other cost you need to be preparing after you have done your NCLEX will be the cost of settling in the US. Many employers are not going to give you accommodation. They will help you to secure a house. If they give you accommodation, they are going to deduct that from your salary. So it's better when you have money for that, because in your house of $1,500, then they deduct that. When you have your own money, you can decide, no, I want to take the one for $800 per month. Yeah, so please don't worry about post-NCLEX costs. You are sponsoring yourself for the NCLEX process, then you get a good employer and a good hourly rate. How is your schedule when training? Do you have specific time to teach, or it's individualized then Zoom, or how do you do it? That's a very good question. So our schedule is fixed because we are delivering a curriculum. We want to cover everything that is NCLEX content. So the classes happen 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every day, except Wednesdays. But in some Wednesdays we do makeup classes. So during these classes, we teach as per the timetable. We have a timetable that we follow. Our timetable is divided into 11 chapters, which we call modules. So for every module, you have an exam. And when you join our program, the first week, the whole of first week is orientation, where we orient you to the NCLEX. We tell you what is NCLEX. We talk about talk to you about the strategies of studying. We talk to you about time management. We talk to you about question taking strategies. We just spend a whole week to prepare you for the journey. Yeah. So the classes happen on the Zoom platform. The recordings are available in case you miss a class, maybe because you are doing a shift. By the following day, 10 a.m., 11 a.m., the recording is usually uploaded on our online learning system, and you will be having login details for that system so that you can watch the recording as many times as you would wish. And on the same, we also have a component of very well summarized notes on PowerPoint, which you can as well use. Someone is asking, if I must rewrite IELTS, how much will it cost me for reading and listening and coaching? So please, Desa Amos Dunga, kindly take the number I've just given on chat, and you can call me tomorrow. That's a personalized one. Okay, so Sharon Chebet is asking, do we give sponsorship? We don't give sponsorship because we don't bind you with our contract. Remember, the companies that give you sponsorship, they're going to bind you such that they negotiate a salary for you, and they will have a cut in your salary when you get employed. Yeah. Okay. So I have some other 4 questions. How can one go about transferring the NCLEX exam passed from a state in the US to some province in Canada? Again, that is a process of endorsement, which is different from province to province in Canada. And I would ask that for such a question also you give us a call, so because it is individualized. Are the exam centers. We have exam centers in Nairobi, Kenya, and Johannesburg, South Africa. That is for NCLEX. How hard or easy is it to relocate to the Ireland? It is not hard as long as you get an employer. The hard part is currently. All right. So with that, guys, I would like to invite I think we are coming to the end of the webinar. I promised you that we are going to be ending at around 8:30 p.m. and I can see it's 2 minutes past that point. So I would like to invite maybe 2 people, one lady, one gentleman, volunteers to give a vote of thanks, or to just make some comments from what has been said, and then we shall be winding up. I'll be inviting maybe the speakers who are still in the meeting to give a parting shot. So who is going to say something from the webinar? Maybe what you learned, just something, a reaction. It's called a reaction. Can someone just raise their hand, and then I'm going to give you a chance. We would like also to hear from you. Yeah. Someone from the audience. We have 2 chances, for a lady and for a gentleman. Anyone? Or is it me that I'm not able to see the hands raised? Because I can't see any. Okay. Any person who wishes to give a vote, reaction from the webinar? All right. If there is no one, then I will take that to mean
Good
that.
evening.
Okay, Wendy Bweupe, karibu, welcome so much. You can take the stage.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you, Wendy.
Yeah. It has really helped me since I'll be taking my NCLEX. Like I'm doing this for the first time. I've really learned a lot from the people that are done with it, and it was so encouraging. And I like your mode of teaching, like how you are scheduled, like in a week. It has really helped me, and I'm really interested to know more about you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Wendy. Wendy, you are listening to us from where?
From Zambia.
Okay, thank you so much, Wendy. Any gentleman with a reaction? Okay, so I'll give this.
Yes, I didn't understand the point that you gave according to my question. Like this agent that I will choose to do my studies in, will they allow me to do it at their cost, and then once I'm done with it, from my
Yes,
salary after I've
go on,
completed my
Sharon.
NCLEX? I'm saying, will they pay for my studies, my exams, and my preparation, and then once I'm done with my exams, the agent will cut their cost from my salary, or I should just be self-sponsored? Because if I don't have that cash and I would wish to do the NCLEX, would I do?
Okay, thank you, Sharon, for that question. So as what we do is we do a process called self-sponsor program. We do not sponsor. So you sponsor yourself for the NCLEX at a tune of currently, when you are doing the exam in Kenya, meaning that you don't have to travel to South Africa or India, it costs you about 200,000 Kenyan shillings. That's about 1,500 US dollars. So once you have done NCLEX, you have two options in regards to getting a job. You can get a job with direct hire agents or employers, or you can get a job with a staffing agent. When you get a job with a staffing agent, they are going to be deducting something from your salary because you not know your salary. They usually do an agreement with you and the hospital. But when you get a job with a direct hire agency, you will negotiate directly with a hospital. The agency will assist you with the immigration, but everything will be paid for by the hospital. The hospital is not going to be deducting your salary. So if you need to be sponsored for NCLEX, then you would look for a sponsoring agent. Yeah, that is a staffing agent. But for us, the program we do is self-sponsored. Okay. Someone is asking, before we close the meeting, can a certificate nurse do NCLEX? No, a certificate nurse will first of all need to upgrade to diploma before they qualify to do NCLEX. So I want to give this chance to Alan Chongo from Zambia. Kindly give your parting shot in about 1 or 2 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And I'm happy I've seen my former schoolmate, my junior, Wendy Bweupe, the one who just left from Zambia. At least people are getting what is involved and what it takes when it comes to NCLEX. So everyone who is here, Passcode is the best consultant to go with when it comes to NCLEX preparation. And trust me, you are going to make it. Just be focused and know that it's kind of involving. In as much as it is involving with the NCLEX, they are the right people. They'll make it very light for you. That going to South Africa and pass, or writing from Kenya or India, if you so wish, it's an easy thing. All is needed is focus. NCLEX is doable. Do not be intimidated by others. If another person had sat for it, they failed, do not put yourself in their shoes to say it's going to be the same. No, no. NCLEX is unique. You'll never see the same questions one face to say, okay, even I'm going to face the same. No, no, no. And that issue of saying, that one failed or that one passed, even I'm going to do it, without the right content, right knowledge, right time, and the right attitude toward it, trust me, you can fail even 100 times. And goodness with Passcode, like Mr. Humphrey, it will tell you point back to say, you do not know anything as that now. You go there and fail, and they won't subject you to an exam if they know you've not done much. They won't recommend you to test or to get ATT when they know you are capable. And even if you've got ATT, they'll tell you to say, can you reschedule your exam? You are not ready. You are not yet ready. So please, just be consistent and keep asking the same way you've been asking. You will keep having other thoughts here and there. Don't just get back and start looking back. Please, just be focused and know that time is money. If you fail to do it today, next year, trust me, you will find that it would have moved from $300, if that's the price today, to 350. You'll be like, wow, it's too expensive. So start today, the same way you are here on the webinar. Please continue and never look back. Just keep moving forward. The cost doesn't come abruptly, everything here and there. No, no, no. You find that you pay, okay, $150. Okay, next month I'll clear up. Just like that. Then you move on. Mr. Humphrey and the Passcode team, please, I really thank you for inviting me to speak to my fellow nurses, USRN, to come. Please continue with the same spirit and continue pushing so that everyone here can see the way to the US. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alan, and everyone. I can see Caroline Karanja from the chat box. I am Caroline from Kenya. Very informative session. I am your student July intake, and I am so encouraged by Lucy and Alan. Looking forward to what the journey entails and very motivated by the two passers. We are following your footsteps. Watch this space. We are coming with testimonies after we are done. Awesome, Caroline. I can assure you that you're in the right place. And just to remind you, July students who are in here, by 15th, plan to purchase a question bank. We start talking about that from tomorrow. All right. Everyone, I want to take this chance myself to thank you so much for availing yourself for this webinar. As I usually say, that we cannot be. So you have given us the platform to have this webinar. You have given us the audience. You have given us your resources to be able to conduct our classes. We value you so much, and we will continue working very hard to ensure that you guys achieve your objectives. So I want to wish everyone a good night. Maybe you can unmute. Everyone can unmute, and if you want to unmute also your video, you can unmute your video and tell each one good night, because most of the people who are here are in the night space. So you can do that starting now.
Thank you, sir. Good night, and thank you, everyone.
Good night from Kenya.
Good night from Zambia.
Good night from Good night from Kenya.
Good night from Ghana.
Good night from Kenya.
Good night from Kenya.
Good night, nurses. Have a nice week ahead. We are now going to end the meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.